Welcome to a Recipe Reborn featuring your favorite foods from Final Fantasy XIV. Hello, my name is Lemon Drop and I recreate dishes as close as I can to the in-game recipe, description, and thumbnail. If you're into 14 and food, please subscribe and click the bell for a new episode every Tuesday. Today I'm making my first recipe from Shadowbringers, Espresso con Panna, which is Italian and Panna means cream. Even though the in-game recipe calls for sour cream, I promise there will be no spoilers. I'm really excited to try this out for two reasons. First, I want to know if I will be won over like the description says. Second, roasting coffee is a hobby I took up from my dad, and I've been looking for a reason to share that with you, so let's get started. I've got my coffee roaster out on my balcony, and these beans are from Brazil. If you're inclined to try roasting at home, you can do it in a cast iron pan on the stovetop. If not, this will work just fine with roasted beans. The fresher the better. Now, sour cream doesn't whip, I tried, so I'm mixing this in a 1-to-1 ratio with whipping cream. The sour cream I used is 5% milk fat and the whipping cream is 35%. If you're looking for measurements, there is a link to the written recipe in the description below. Now, I need to prepare my piping bag and fit it with a tip. The one I'm using is Wilton 1M. I stand the bag up in the cup so I can keep my hands free to spoon in the cream. This goes in the fridge while I prepare the coffee. The grind and the amount of coffee you use depends on your preference and the brewing method. Today I'm aiming for between medium and coarse because I want my espresso to be bold, but I don't want a lot of sediment. That looks good. This is a mocha pot, which is a coffee brewing device commonly used in Europe and Latin America. I've never used one before, so you'll see my first attempt here. You can use whichever brewing method you prefer. There's an upper chamber and a lower chamber separated by a funnel. The ground coffee goes in the funnel, and the fresh water goes in the lower chamber. There is a small valve on the lower chamber which serves to release pressure should it get too high. After giving the mocha pot a good wash, I'm filling the lower chamber with hot water, just up to underneath the valve. The funnel goes in place so that I can fill it with coffee. Now I'm screwing on the upper chamber and putting it on the heat. My understanding is that the steam expands in the lower chamber and forces the water up through the funnel and coffee and then into the upper chamber. It happens pretty quickly. This looks pretty good, as my dad would say. It passes the visual test. Here comes the cream. Now, I'm no barista, but while I was testing this out, I learned that the trick to keeping it in place is to stick the cream to the side of the cup. Then you can just float the rest on top. All that's left to do now is sprinkle on some cinnamon and have a nice long sip. I'm actually pretty surprised. I didn't think I would like this since sour cream just sounds wrong as a coffee topping, but I see why this works. The sourness, similar to salt, makes your mouth salivate, which allows the espresso and cream to distribute evenly across the tongue, and therefore enhances the ability to fully experience all the amazing flavors. I'm usually a black coffee kind of girl, but this is really nice for a special occasion or weekend brunch. For the full recipe and instructions, please check out the link to my website in the description below. Thank you for watching, and I will see you next week for another recipe from Shadowbringers.